To understand what kind of man many women will actively pursue themselves, we should first ask, why do men pursue certain women, and what kind of women are they? It's clear that a man who chases after women, investing in a one-sided relationship with only a faint hope of mutual interest, probably has some issues with self-respect, especially if he doesn't expect an equal exchange on the same level. However, even a man like that won't go after a woman he doesn't like at all. So there must be something of value he sees in her if he's willing to make certain sacrifices for her. Which brings us to this question. What kind of value does a man have if he sparks heightened interest from women? And it's not always about money. Sure, money can be a nice bonus, but if a person is empty on the inside, no amount of money will help him. And in everyday interactions, money can actually work against a man because some people will sense that if he has nothing to offer besides money, then there's really nothing else to gain from him. That is, if there's no other value. One example of real value is a man's self-respect when he clearly understands the boundaries of what's acceptable in communication, whether with a woman or anyone else. Now, I'm not talking about arrogance or acting superior to others. A man who respects himself simply treats a woman the same way she treats him. If a particular woman shows blatant disrespect, he won't stick around, he'll just walk away. And if at some point she starts ignoring him, he won't feel the urge to chase her down or blow up her phone. He has other things going on in his life. Unfortunately, some men don't have this kind of self-worth. Speaking of which, another key value in a man is having interests and goals in life. Watching football and playing video games can certainly be considered interest too, but they're more like forms of entertainment, which I have nothing against in moderation. What I'm talking about is something deeper. A reason to get out of bed in the morning. A goal that gives a person purpose, something he's willing to make sacrifices for. And a specific woman can't be that goal. If she is, then the man becomes emotionally dependent on another person. As the saying goes, planes come first. That brings us back to the question of whether it's really necessary to pursue someone at all. Moving on. I think it's naive to assume that a man's appearance doesn't matter at all in this context. Sure, some guys are naturally more fortunate in that area than others, but looking well-groomed and put together is something anyone can do. Yet, surprisingly, some men don't even manage that basic step. And often, just that combined with the qualities I've already described, and others I'll mention later, can be more than enough. What else counts as a real value? For example, when a man is whole and self-sufficient even without a woman in his life, he already feels happy on his own. Many men, unfortunately, feel unhappy when there's no woman around, when there's nothing else in life bringing them joy. Then, when a woman shows up, that joy suddenly appears too. This creates a strong emotional attachment to her because she becomes the only source of positive emotions. So, if that particular woman ends up showing blatant disrespect, such a man won't be able to walk away because she's his only outlet for happiness. When a man lacks wholeness and self-sufficiency, his life often becomes a loop of homework-home. In that case, it's especially important to have other sources of joy. That could mean spending time in nature, hanging out with friends, or getting into a favorite hobby. Ideally, all of the above. Also, it's worth noting that many women show increased interest in men who are already receiving attention from other women. I'm probably not the only one who's noticed this. When you're walking with a woman, whether or not you're romantically involved, you get noticeably more attention from other women than when you're walking alone. And if you're casually talking to several women, even without expecting a relationship from any of them, it increases the chance that another woman will want more than just casual interaction. In conclusion, the kind of man who naturally attracts women isn't necessarily the richest or best looking, but rather the one who is self-respecting, emotionally independent, purpose-driven, and fulfilled in his own life. He doesn't rely on a woman to feel happy, and he knows when to walk away from disrespect. His confidence, interests, and sense of direction make him valuable, not just to women, but in life as a whole.